Homegrown Hunter TV is brought to you by Rackstacker, Canada's leader in big game attractants. Campbellford Chrysler, a small town dealer with a huge inventory. And Huckabones Equipment, Ottawa Valley's Kubota dealer. Altan Outdoor Solutions, Badlands Packs and Apparel, Bishop Lake Outdoors, Spy Point Trail Cameras, Nature of Design Signs and Graphics, and the original portable winch. Spy Point Trail Cameras, the official trail camera of the Homegrown Hunter TV and the Rackstacker Elite staff.
This is Outdoor Country, and this is Help Out Your Neighbor Country. Hi, I'm Tom Wallace from Campbellford Chrysler, where we support Homegrown Hunter TV. We believe in our local community. We're committed to our customers. We take our vehicles as seriously as you do your hunting. We're here to make you look good and get through that rough terrain. If we don't have the new or used vehicle you're looking for, we'll get it at the price that will keep you coming back. Come home to the small town dealership with a 100% satisfaction guarantee. Campbellford Chrysler, Grand Road South. Proud supporter of Homegrown Hunter TV.
Welcome to the Homegrown Hunter TV. On today's show, we're back with Mike and Andrea Kohnke down in Wisconsin doing some doe management. And this time we're using the smoke bowls. We're sitting over top of a couple of food plots. I'm on one side, Tyrell's a couple hundred yards up the road. We're gonna see if we can take home a couple of does from the freezer. Stay tuned.
It was a beautiful, crisp morning out the first sit. But after watching these birds for a bit, I think there might have been a predator around, because they got spooked, and I never did see a deer that morning. If you enjoy feeding whitetail deer like we do, you've probably purchased a feeder at some point during your feeding process. Now over the years, I've used multiple different style feeders from 5 gallon right up to 30 gallons, and I have found this one to be the best. These are US made products by Banks Outdoors. This one here specifically is a 300-pound feeder with 4 feeding ports. Now the best part of this whole thing is it's UV stabilized polyethylene. What's that mean to you? A lifetime warranty. It lasts forever. The sun can beat on this all through the summer and the winter depending on when you're feeding, and as long as you tie it in with the auto feeder deer feed available from Rack Stacker, you're going to be successful. There's a couple things I do want to point out though. This one here has cross braces that we built specifically to hold this 300-pound feeder. You can dig it into the ground or cut a tree off in the bush in front of your stand if you choose to do so. Put the feed ports about 42 inches off the ground to make it easy for both bucks and does, as well as the younger fawns that start feeding here in the wintertime. What we offer at Rack Stacker is auto deer feed. You'll see on the tag of every bag, it's going to state auto deer feed, and you'll see a yellow line across the bottom. That represents the automatic deer feeder, which will go through these gravity feeders with no issues at all. It's got apple flavoring, it's got oils, it's got roasted ingredients, it's very sweet smelling. As soon as you open that bag, you're going to love it. And when I start pouring it in here, you'll see lots of dust flying all over. That's what's going to aid in drawing those game animals to the feeder to get comfortable coming to this location. It's also very important to get started early in the year so that we know by the 1st of October during the archery season, we're ready to go.
This was the solid green carpet, just like that one down there. Yeah. And then once it got cold and everything got picked, they just hit this so hard. And your deer numbers are insane. It doesn't seem like it because we didn't see anything this morning, but
Well, it's just high pressure morning. I mean, I wouldn't expect to see much until noon. Yeah. If it was this cold at home, we see more daytime activity than hot heat of the sun like this. We'll stay warm in the sun and then go out in the afternoon. But like, this is absolutely hammered.
Yeah.
Ours don't get hit like this until almost late December.
Oh really?
Well, it's because the deer, all the other crops in the area are gone, and they just migrate to the food plots at our place, right?
Oh, okay.
So, but this is awesome.
Yep. This was actually planted first week of August.
Really?
Winter wheats and all. Yeah. And you can see like that piece, that little one that we walked through, that little micro plot. We planted that one middle of July.
Of course, there's food on both sides. You said this was corn?
Yeah.
And then there's still standing corn on the other side. If that standing corn wasn't there, this would be a wicked funnel.
I know.
Or a saddle.
That's why I'm gonna call the neighbor today.
Yeah, let's go get some breakfast.
Sounds good.
We got some wild turkey here. We're in Wisconsin having some dinner with my good buddy Mike Kohnke. He's going to talk to us a little bit about how he's preparing his wild turkey for us.
All right, so a little family recipe that we have here is we take our turkey breast and we actually slice it up in little strips. We soak it in buttermilk with some seasoning in it for at least 1 to 2 days. It just kind of helps break it down. And then you just pick a breading of your choice. You coat it really good. You lay it out on a tray, let it dry for like an hour or so, just so the coating is stuck to it good. And you pan fry it like you do fish. A little oil in a cast iron pan, and golden brown and delicious. And
you just put any type of seasoning in
anything your heart desires. If you want it spicy, add spice. If you don't, just salt and pepper, some garlic, and you're good to go.
It's actually a really nice setup. It's well brushed in. The wind's from the south, so it's right in my face. The nice thing is I've got about a 200-yard view in front of me. So as they come out, it'll give me lots of opportunity to take a shot. There's a couple of good bucks cruising around in here too. So if he's a 3.5-year-old buck, I'm allowed to shoot. So we'll see what happens. Wish me luck.
It wasn't long until I started seeing some younger deer show up. They were picking at the field, which looked to be eating the old husks from the bean field. With only 1 minute left, finally a mature doe had stepped out.
Closed captioning has been brought to you by the original portable winch. Compact, lightweight, and can be carried anywhere. Huckabone's equipment in Cobden, Ontario has received multiple excellence awards for service, quality, and selection. When it comes to Kubota equipment in the Ottawa Valley, Huckabone's is your go-to. You can rely on Kubota to get the job done year-round. From excavators, lawnmowers, to compact tractors, Huckabones goes the distance to ensure customer satisfaction. Be sure to check out huckabones.com to see their full line of quality equipment. Located in Cloyne, Ontario, Bishop Lake Outdoors is the largest Browning gun and accessory dealer in the area. Bishop Lake Outdoors has a large selection of guns to choose from, including rifles, muzzle loaders, shotguns, and it's the area's only authorized Excalibur dealer. Celebrating 20 years in business serving the community. Stop in and see the staff at Bishop Lake Outdoors.
This is a baby deer compared to Canada.
Yeah, but there's a difference here. You can shoot 20 of
Alright. There you go.
Trying to compare Canadian beards.
right?
Yeah.
Southern, northern.
Northern.
Yeah.
Well, this is definitely a southern deer. It's nothing the size of ours.
She's got a big head on her.
She's a good looking deer.
Yeah.
I seen 2 fawns right here, 2 that come out in the early part, another fawn. So 5 fawns, no does. And it wasn't until the last minute of the light, and I all of a sudden had those 6 come out. Obviously, she was one of them.
Correct.
And you seen how many?
27.
You seen 27. You were
I was
400 yards.
probably 600
600
across
And then how big is this farm?
80 acres.
27 and 14. 41 deer, 3 hunters on 80 acres. That's insane. I wouldn't see 40 deer in Ontario in a whole season.
Yeah. That's been the average out here with this bean field this year. It's been about 35 to 40 deer a night. So it wasn't.
Is that because of that big swamp you're saying? Because this is obviously a destination spot?
Right, this is the destination food source. So, you know, this is where, that's why everything comes the last half hour. You know, the fawns are out early because they're bedding close and stuff like that. But the bucks, they're all down in the 4,000 acre swamp. They're not getting kicked out of there, and now they're not chasing does. So there's a reason why we see 41 deer and figure 7 of them had enough antler on them to call it a legal buck.
Yeah.
But nothing big, because they're all back down in the swamp bedding out right now after the long rut and 9-day gun season. But yeah, see 40 deer, that's about average. That's why we got to keep taking does, because still 41 deer and 7 bucks, your buck to doe ratio is
way out of whack.
way out of whack.
Way out of whack. I mean, I seen that spiker buck just before she come out. You seen that little 4-corn that was dogging those does just out in the field beside me before. Well, that was probably around 4 o'clock or something. You know, so there's lots of young bucks around, but if you don't balance that buck to doe ratio, you're not gonna have that competition, which doesn't bring out the big boys.
Right. And you've seen the food plots we've tried. Half-acre food plot is annihilated.
Doesn't last very long.
No, you get about 2 weeks worth of good hunting out of it, and then it's gone. It's down to dirt.
I was actually thoroughly impressed too. I had that fawn to my left that was actually quite literally, here, I'll fix him up. He would literally bend down, pick up his head and just go like this. And I think he was just knocking off the chaff.
Whatever.
Bean pods or whatever, but he was eating that clear as day. Like, I would never have thought that the deer would be into that, but obviously they liked it tonight.
That's true. Well,
Right on, man.
congrats.
Thanks.
We'll keep stacking them up here. We'll get this one cleaned up and get going right away in the morning again.
Sounds good.
And now, this week's Cut to the Chase segment, brought to you by Rack Stacker.
I always encourage people to try a food plot for a couple of reasons. One, provide great opportunities for viewing deer or taking kids or friends to be able to see deer. They also provide great hunting opportunities. You can start small and literally plant a food plot with nothing other than just a backpack sprayer and a broadcast seeder to kill the vegetation that's there and provide seed over the top of it. So the nice thing about food plots too is by learning a little bit and trying it, it is a lot of fun to have your hands dirty, to be doing something to help wildlife, and to watch that you planted something to grow and watch wildlife feed off it. As far as getting started, we have a tremendous amount of information on our website at QDMA Canada to show you how to get started, different varieties that you can plant, explain how to maintain them. Everything you need to know you can find there. But the nice thing about it is it doesn't take a whole lot to get started. So get out there, work the ground a little bit, and don't give up. If it turns out it's a really dry year and you don't get what you wanted, doesn't necessarily mean what you did was wrong. Maybe the conditions weren't just right. Sometimes you have dry years, sometimes you have wet years, but as you learn a little more about it each time that you try, you become a little more successful, and soon you'll see you'll have a green thumb, you'll be planting stuff that deer and a whole host of other wildlife species will take advantage of, and that provides a tremendous feeling to you and great opportunities to go and see wildlife out in the bush.
You prepare for it all year long with the intent to fill your tag. Strategy, setup, and long sits are all part of the game. And when Mother Nature settles in for the late season, it's important to be comfortable. Not even her elements can stop you from obtaining your end goal. Don't jeopardize that opportunity. Get yourself into an Altan ground blind or tree stand. Altan Outdoors, your first front in the hunt. Centrally located between Toronto and Ottawa is Eastern Ontario's premier supplier of all-purpose cargo trailers. At First Place, we sell specialty trailers such as car haulers, quad trailers, snowmobile trailers, or customize your own by coming to see us for all your accessory needs. We also specialize in the complete stealth lineup, located just south of the 401 in Brighton, Ontario. Visit firstplacetrailer.ca.
After a light snowfall during the evening, I could see the deer were headed right into the food plot. Last night I was successful shooting a doe, and this morning we're sitting over top of another food plot, but I'm about 150 to 200 yards away. I'm just trying to see if I can spot them going through the pines. And then I've got a laneway to my left with a bunch of snow, so it makes it really easy for me to see the deer coming through. And then a laneway to my right, which is even longer. It's about 150 yards that way too, so I can shoot in all directions around me. I'm just trying to watch around and listen. So far I've only seen a squirrel, but I don't want to go into the food plot. We'll probably hunt it tonight, so I don't want to get in there making a bunch of noise. So we'll sit there this afternoon and hopefully shoot another doe tonight, maybe two. So here's your rack stacker tip of the week. When you're getting into a blind at a buddy's place and you've never been in it before, it's always important to get quite familiar with the windows and the angles and holding up your gun and making sure you've got good clear shooting lines. I can see 360 degrees. This is a spot they call Woody's Stand, and apparently there's been a couple of deer already shot out of this spot. My only concern is that if the deer come into the food plot and you don't get the window down, or if it makes a noise, it's gonna screw your hunt. So what I like to do is open up all the windows. Just like that. Just make sure that there's no squeaks. The chair I'm on has a little squeak. It's not gonna bother the deer too much. Besides that, make sure your windows are down. Put them back up to contain your scent. And then that way when you know a deer comes out of that window, if there is a squeak, you know to be ready for it. On to another day. This time I get to sit with Woody.
So they thought they could get you an axle?
Yeah, they were gonna try and get an axle for a couple $100. But they say they don't make that axle anymore, and I'm like, yeah, but they should still make the size.
Yeah, I think.
We had ran into some trailer issues on the way to the hunt, which made for some good conversations in the blind. And this is until she stepped in.
For another one.
Yeah, you better load her up.
Woody was a happy camper, so I reloaded 100 grain of White Hots and my 250 grain Hornady SST slugs. This was a great setup that I've used for years and it works for me.
How to make your dining room table into a butcher board.
If you've never butchered a deer before, you should consider trying it. There isn't the butchers out there like there used to be. With a couple of buddies, you can get her done in no time and be out in the garage playing dartball.
For past episodes, be sure to check out hghtv.ca. Until next time.